As many are aware, the Will Duffy-headed final experiment has concluded, and it was nothing but a debacle. What a complete joke. There's been glitches such as you see here, the supposed green screen, chroma key. Whatever the situation is, it doesn't really matter. When you want to know if the earth is flat or not, you don't look up at the sky, you look at the ground you walk upon. This is a null and void debate, and obviously to keep the debate alive. And obviously, if you want to end this debate once and for all, just like this depiction of the fake phony globe by Flat Earth Banjo, Flat Earth Eddie, all you need to do is take a flight from South America to Australia or South Africa over the so-called South Pole, and this would end the debate. They don't want to do that, like I said. They want to keep this debate alive with this nonsense garbage, as you see here from Dave McKeegan. And just take a look at that fake phony sun. It goes from round to oval. What a complete joke this is. These people are obvious shills. They have zero credibility. I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them. This is an absolute insult. Everything that's taking place, and people that are participating in this obviously are all on the same team. No different than politics. Both sides are controlled, make no mistake about it, with this nonsense garbage. Now, again, getting back to Flat Earth Banjo, a good friend of mine, Flat Earth Eddie, during this bogus experiment, supposedly down in Antarctica, he could have a full view of the sun in Japan where he lives. Absolutely ridiculous that people actually believe the nonsense they're trying to pull off in, quote, Antarctica. And here's Flat Earth Eddie's footage from Japan during the same time the supposed experiment's going down. And obviously he's looking up. He's looking up at that sun, even though it's a bit cloudy. And obviously that doesn't add up to what is supposedly taking place in Antarctica. Null and void, so-called experiment. The final experiment, the final embarrassment, the final debacle is what I call it. Now, talking about debacles, many will recall this so-called 24-hour time-lapse of the Antarctica sun. And this has been picked apart. It's a complete embarrassment at every angle. So they're trying to make up for a magic trick, their deception that didn't work. Or when you look at these clouds at the very start, they're going to loop around. This is going to prove without a shadow of a doubt. All they did was loop this footage. And as we see the sun appear, and this is a fake sun, take a look as it disappears behind these posts. It happens several times. I'm going to show a still shot as we look at this footage. I'm playing it as it's presented. I'm going to show once again how you're going to see the sun magically disappear behind this object here and behind the pole. Get a still shot, like I said, but without a shot of a doubt, just like the ridiculous final experiment, complete debacle fakery, this was the first one that was busted wide open as fake. Just like the final experiment, once again headed by Will Duffy. Just more of the same. As you're going to see the same clouds right here. And just take a look as I move the cursor back and forth. You're going to see these clouds at the start of the video and at the end are identical. Let's take a look here side by side. And these are the same clouds. Make no mistake about it. And as I mentioned earlier, how the sun magically disappears behind the pole. Obvious fakery, manipulation taking place with this video footage. And back on topic with the current debacle, the final experiment. And again, the supposed green screen or chroma key. Take a listen to Wimpy Weiss come to the defense of Will Duffy, showing they're all working together. Let's take a listen.
Hey everybody, I just want to talk about the video that everyone's freaking out that Will Duffy made, showing signs of using a green screen. Everyone's saying they're not in Antarctica. They're clearly in Antarctica.
And your evidence of that, just because you say so, just like NASA claims that they're sending probes to Mars, or they had astronauts on the moon. Just because you make a claim, you have no way to prove that claim. Let's continue.
And it's clearly just an issue. Will Duffy is using his same phone or computer that he uses for his live streams, and that he has it set with the green screen filter on.
So you have Wimpy Weiss making the claim that Will Duffy's green screen chroma key is still on. How does he know this for a fact? Whatever the case is, this is sloppy. And for someone supposedly heading this experiment, not very scientific, to say the least. And the very predictable outcome with this bogus experiment with Jaron admitting that, quote, he was wrong. Let's take a listen. And this is on a very large French YouTube channel, news channel. As you can see here, this video, it was just uploaded yesterday, 677,000 views, over 500,000 views. This channel itself, almost 2 million subscribers. So-called getting the word out that we live in a ball. Let's take a listen to what this piece of garbage plant from the very inception, fake flat earther, has to say.
It's not fake. That is the actual sun. No balloons, no green screen.
Funny he mentions how there's no green screen, and we saw the debacle with Will Duffy and the other individual with the green screen. Funny how he says that. And just scrolling down here, taking a look at some of the comments. And this one individual, obviously I had this translated from French to English. He made his most sincere apologies. Also here you see, frankly admitting to being wrong is a test that many people cannot do. For that alone, this act commands respect. What this goofball doesn't understand is this clown is not even a real flat earther. He's just an actor. Again, from 2015 to this point, he was playing the role of a flat earther. Not a real flat earther at all. And this was planned to end this way as far as the, quote, flat earth debate. There is no debate. The earth is flat. We don't live on a giant beach ball with water stuck to it now. And before playing the clip from Behind the Curve, this hit piece on flat earth, headed by Jaron, as you see here. And make no mistake about it, an actor. Take a look here with this photo shot of the right eye darkened, as I show many times, with all the puppets on the world stage covering the right eye. Make no mistake about it, all puppets in the game, just like Jaron. As I mentioned with this so-called experiment, stage as stage can get, Jaron being an actor, why did he do this experiment prior? For those that have seen it, with the, quote, interesting comment when he's supposedly dumbfounded in his experiment, so-called Prove the Globe. And obviously this was meant to happen for the millions of viewers on Netflix. Let's get right to it. And they showed Jaron cutting through styrofoam, making him look like an amateur, trying to make flat earthers look foolish and silly. That's the whole part of this ridiculous styrofoam and the knife being cut through it. Give me a break.
We have a backup experiment. If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard, or at 17 feet off the water, the earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's as, we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting.
And Jaron says, interesting. Why didn't he do this experiment prior? He does it only one time as it's being filmed for millions upon millions of people to see on Netflix. Obviously staged, just like what supposedly went down with the final experiment. Absolute nonsense, absolute garbage. Now, we know those that run this world from behind the scenes despise the God of the Bible and Jesus Christ. And obviously, they're going to hire those that are on the same page, such as Jaron and David Weiss. As you see here, Hibbler Productions with David Weiss. Take a look at the two fingers together. I mentioned this before in previous videos. The same as Fake Jake. two fingers together, this is the sign of Baphomet. They talk through signs and symbols. I said this repeatedly. And again, make no mistake about it, when it comes to these individuals now, out of their own mouths, you're going to hear them and their disdain for God of the Bible and Jesus Christ. And I should mention as well, when it comes to Hibbler Productions, of course, the Level With Me documentaries. But make no mistake about it, once again, they will give you some truth to pull you in their nets. This is the work of serpents, of deceivers. Let's take a listen at David Weiss, Hibbler himself, and Jaron specifically here, and their disdain for Jesus Christ. Make no mistake about it, they are all Antichrist at work here, presenting themselves as truthers. Let's take a look.
I don't believe in Christianity. Jesus Christ can suck my dick.
When the book of the law is studied, it can be seen to be a set of ciphers and riddles meant to conceal the lost words of the Temple of Solomon, which Crowley claimed to have discovered while researching the Zohar and Freemasonry. So in my mind, anyone who dismisses reading any of his work is not really looking for the truth.
So you just heard there from Jaron himself those very blasphemous statements about Jesus Christ, but he praises Crowley. Unbelievable. People can't see through Jaron. They never will. Let's take a listen to David Weiss with his garbage Moral Lands map. Unproven, just made up nonsense, and obviously non-biblical. Let's take a listen here what David Weiss has to say about Jesus Christ.
Story of Jesus and many other religious figures have the exact same story. They were born on the same day. They died and they were reborn 3 days later, which is the story of the sun hitting the solstice and then coming back. Jesus walked on water. Well, if you go down to the ocean and watch the sunset, the sun walks on the water right to your feet. And if you, Sophia, are standing, 100 yards or a mile down the beach, the sun walks on water right to you. So there is your personal relationship with the sun, the S-O-N, the S-U-N. There's so many things that they say about Jesus. Jesus was the light of the world, the giver of life. There's so many things that you can relate to the sun. And then when I was talking with Jaron, he's the one that pointed out to me that the new sun is born in the north.
Whole point is you see Jaron, David Weiss on the same page. Basically, David Weiss is stating how Jesus Christ is basically made up. Here again is David Weiss with Hibbler. Now let's take a listen to what Hibbler has to say about Jesus Christ. You're going to see that all these individuals are on the same page with the Satanists that run this world. They want you to believe that Jesus Christ does not exist. And that is the lie, the biggest lie of the world, along with hiding God's creation of this flat dome world we live on. And these people are nothing more than sellouts, playing the role and flipping the script when called upon. Let's take a listen to what Hibbler has to say right here regarding Jesus Christ.
Religion. So they had organized religion stuff with different, this one has this God, this one has this God, this one has a guy that walked on water apparently.
Walked on water apparently, obviously talking about Jesus Christ, mocking Jesus Christ. And like I said, these are all deceivers working for the other side. And as many know, I've been calling out these fake flat earthers for the longest time. And people are coming to the same conclusion that I came to long ago regarding these individuals. Can't be more clear. I can't make it more clear. And in their own words, and with the signs and symbols, just as I shown with Fake Jake, the same thing with the Baphomet hand sign as Hibbler. And take a listen to Fake Jake in closing. They're all on the same page. Anti-God, fake flat earthers. Let's take a listen.
So they're still in 2015. Jesus, Bible, Earth is flat, dome, snow globe, ice wall, sun goes in a circle.
And obviously all deceivers that I presented. And how can you trust any of these people? If you're a believer in the God of the Bible in Jesus Christ, and you still look up to these people, you still search these people that you see on the screen for truth, you are very, very deceived, to say the least.
John chapter 9, verse 25. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see.